What is an exit strategy? In this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 strategies that I call the ABCs of real estate that allow you to make money in real estate, but also talk about the one that has the highest risk. With these 3 exit strategies that I call the ABCs, we're gonna be breaking down the 3 most used exit strategies, guys. And we're gonna break this down in a way that help you understand that there is a rhyme and a reason, and there is a time and a place to use all of these exit strategies. But stick with me to letter C, because you're gonna realize that that one brings on the most risk. Now, guys, we're familiar with the purchase or the front end of this contract. That's where you put the home under contract, you own the home if you buy it. And the exit is referring to the latter stage, the ending stage, where you actually start to realize the money that you're gonna make on the deal. Let's go with our first exit strategy that I call A because it stands for assignment. Now, the assignment is something that goes hand in hand with the term wholesaling. And if you guys are subscribers of this channel, you know that wholesaling is really my jam, is something that I really love to talk about. So the assignment, what is it? This is where you've already learned how to put a home under contract at a discount, right? We're talking now about the definition of really what wholesaling is. The art of finding deeply discounted properties consistently, over and over again. And what you can do is once you learn to find these deals consistently and you're able to put these homes under contract at a discount, this opens up your exit strategies. And the first one being the assignment. This is something that instead of you closing on, now much with my life, I didn't have money to close on homes. I had barely had money to pay for the bills. I barely had money to put food on the table. So I didn't have much money getting involved. This is why I love wholesaling so much. Because if I could just get good at finding the deals, the assignment now allows you, once you put a home under contract, allows you to just simply sell that contract to a cash buyer for a fee. And it's now the cash buyer that's gonna go close on the property. You simply get that fee and walk off to find your next deal. So the assignment is a powerful way because most individuals that are getting into real estate, they come from my background where they don't have much money, or also it's the least amount of risk involved. There's really very little money other than marketing to find the deals that is involved when you do wholesaling or when you're assigning agreement to a cash buyer. This happens to be, after 6 years of doing, still one of my favorite strategies, and I still assign deals. Not every deal, like when you get into real estate, or you're like, oh man, I have so much money, I'm just gonna buy every deal. We still assign majority of our deals that we come across. So this is something not to just learn as a beginner, but something that you're gonna continue to do as you move forward with this investment strategy. Our next exit strategy, guys, is B, buy and hold. This is crucial because as wholesalers, really what this can be, if you just continue to just assign your contract, yes, you're gonna make a lot of money. But ultimately what this turns into is just a high paying job. And many individuals, when I'm talking to them, when they come to me and I ask them the question, why are you getting into real estate? What is it in real estate that you like? I'm hoping that they're not gonna tell me, hey, I just wanna make more money. Because yes, you can do that, but it doesn't really bring the happiness. But most individuals, although number 1 is increase their income, the second one right behind it is financial freedom, time freedom, money freedom, where they're able to have this legacy wealth, where they're able to have something working for them so that they're not always working for it. That's crucial. And in real estate, you can do that. That's the best part. That's why I love B, this exit strategy, buy and hold. Because really what you're doing is you're cherry picking your best deals. Maybe at the beginning, you don't have the down payment. You don't have the money to buy the rental. But as you assign multiple deals, you're gonna build up this stockpile of money that every now and again, you're gonna come across like an incredible property. You're gonna look at it. I remember the first time I saw my first rental, I was like, oh my gosh, this hits the numbers. It's in the area I like. It's gonna get the rent I want. It's gonna give me the cash flow. And so I took some of that money and I put it down and I ended up buying the home and keeping it as a long-term rental. Now, why? Because I'm saving for that future date. I'm now doing what really got me into real estate in the first place. Yes, I need to increase my income, but also I don't want this to just be a high-paying job. I want this to be something that at some point I can walk away from and my rentals are still bringing me the money. Before I move on to our last risky exit strategy. What I want you to do at this point is just simply hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so it alerts you when we put fresh new content up. But let's dive into our last exit strategy. All right, guys, let's go to our third exit strategy, C, and that is conditional flip. Now, why would I call it conditional flip versus fix and flip? It's because this really is the riskiest portion of real estate. Back in '08, guys, I want you to think about this. This was not too long ago. We had one of the biggest housing market crisis that ever took place in this great nation. And it was something that the prices of the homes dropped overnight. It wasn't just something that took years before you saw it decreasing. You saw hard spikes during this time. And the ones that got hurt the most were the ones that bought the homes at the high, thinking they could add some value to it, fix and flip it, and be able to sell it for more. Ultimately, what took place in '08 was they bought it at a high, the prices dropped, and now they couldn't even sell it for the price they bought it for. And many individuals went bankrupt. They lost them to short sales, they lost them to the bank, and this turned into a big problem for our nation. So with C, why I call it the conditional flip is because I really want it to meet certain conditions. I want it to hit certain criteria before I will even consider doing a fix and flip myself. Now guys, as you go through these fix and flips, you guys are probably familiar with HGTV. They have literally like beautified fix and flips and make it so easy to everyone. We're like, oh my gosh, me and my wife or me and my husband or me and my boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever it is, we're just gonna fix and flip because I was watching HGTV and this video was just incredible. And man, they just bought the home and it was like 3 weeks later and they sold it, they made 80 grand. Why not us? Guys, what happens on HGTV is not always reality. There was a video filmed here in Utah where they did a home, they did a rehab. This was a $1 million+ home here local in Utah. They bought it, they rehabbed it, is on TV. We were watching this one night, and it ended up at the end saying we sold it and we made this much money. Well, I happen to know the guy that was doing this video, the actual guy doing the construction, the fix and flip. I called him up and I said, wait a second, you sold it? I thought you said you're having a hard time selling this. He says, Cody, it's not sold. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, that's my big sticking point. I'm not gonna be doing any more videos anymore because they wanted to make it look like we made a profit. Now guys, this is a big problem because us, the viewers, if we don't know that, we would have thought, oh my gosh, even when he thought he was gonna lose, he won. That is a problem. I don't want you to believe in HGTV. So let me break down simple these 3 strategies that I use, these conditions that the home has to meet before I will consider doing a fix and flip. Number 1, to keep it simple, the rehab cost can't exceed $5K. Your first initial flip should not be something that you spend $25,000 on, $30,000 on, $50,000 on. This is something that is very simple, straightforward. You walk in the house and it's like, okay, it needs carpet, it needs paint. That's it, guys. That's all we're talking about. It's gotta be something that is a home run, something that's not gonna take a long time. So keep your budget at the beginning, $5,000 or less. Make sure it already starts to hit on this first criteria. Number 2 comes to the time frame, and that is it has to be able to be put on the market again in 2 weeks or less. Why did many people lose their shorts in '08, guys? It's because they bought the home at this high price, but because their rehab was $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, that also meant it took 3, 4, 5, sometimes up to 6 months to rehab the home. That was a lot of time given to the economy that a lot of things changed in that 6-month period. So when you're gonna do this, I don't want you thinking about, oh, I can get this done in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Nope, don't do it. This has to be something that you can put back on the market in 2 weeks or less, or you say no to this opportunity. Number 3 is you must at least double, guys. You must at least double what you would have made had you just simply assigned it to a cash buyer. Now, I'm not talking assign it for $1,000, but I'm gonna take on the risk to fix and flip it so that I can get $2,000. Doesn't make sense. And I'm not even talking turning 5 to 10,000. I would begin to start to talk about it if it was from 10,000 assignment to $20,000 on a fix and flip. That's good. So make sure you really look at those numbers. Because for me, if it's not gonna make me that much more money than just simply assign it to a cash buyer, I'm just gonna assign all day long so I can move on to the next. Because what I don't also wanna get involved in is what I call adult daycare. What do I mean by that? Contractors. Go do your first fix and flip and see what you're doing. You're literally managing an adult daycare. That's what's under fix and flip. When you scratch that paper off, that's what it'll say. Because they're hard to manage. They're hard to get in on time. They call you and say, sorry, I can't make it that day. And you're like, well, tomorrow is paint lined up and this has to be done before paint. And now it just messes up your whole schedule. But if you don't know these things, it starts to make that time long and it starts to ruin this deal and it starts to be extra cost and insurance, heating the place, especially if it's winter so your pipes don't freeze. It could be hard cash that you have loans out that you gotta pay every month and it starts eating away at your profit. So guys, keep it simple. Follow these 3 guidelines when it comes to that conditional flip so that you can slam dunk any kind of fix and flip that you do in the future. All right, guys, to make this simple, I want you to check out these videos over here that really break down and go in depth on each one of these exit strategies to make this a no-brainer in learning and knowing exactly what exit strategy you're going to take. So click on one of those videos and I'll see you in there. Take care.